One of the busiest stalls this year at the Auto Expo has undoubtedly been Maruti Suzuki's, and it's not just because of its sheer size or its scale as a manufacturer, it's also because it's been crowded with a lot of new products. We got a chance to see the Vitara, the Brezza version of it, which is all new and just for India. And that was on the first day of the Auto Expo, and now we've got the Ignis concept and the Baleno RS concept being shown on the second day, with the promise that they will also be driving into India by the festive season. What is the overall game plan to bring these cars to market, and what's the technology behind them? Let's get all of that from the Executive Director for Engineering at Maruti, who also is of course responsible for all of that R&D, Mr. V Raman, who's joining us right now. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Very nice to see you here, and what a great expo. I mean, Maruti always starts with a bang. It's always the first press conference. That's tradition in a sense. And you haven't disappointed. I mean, yes, we had a sense of what you're bringing to the show, but still a great reception?
Absolutely, and I think it's a matter of great pride for Maruti that we were able to showcase the Vitara at the 2016 Auto Expo. It's an in-house effort of Maruti Suzuki, built on a global Suzuki platform and engine, using Suzuki's global development process for the first time. So I think it's a something. It's a sense of pride for Team Maruti Suzuki and Team Vitara Brezza to showcase this yesterday.
You're being very modest, because it's also a great matter of pride for both the company and the industry that you're the chief engineer of that project. That's a big first as well, that it was driven from here, from India. And I liked what Ayukawa-san said yesterday about create in India, not just make in India.
Yes, I think that's the theme for going forward. It's R&D and engineering is all about creating, looking at what the customer requires, and what are the sweet spots which we need to hit. And the creating that is where the challenge lies always. And I think we have been pushing the pedal, over the last many years. And of course, rest, you have to say what we are doing, how we are doing.
It's been a journey to get to this point. That, of course, I do agree with you. The other thing which I have to ask you, I mean, is there a sense that while, of course, Maruti's importance within the global Suzuki setup has only been growing every year, do you now find that there's also a greater flexibility in terms of having access to the right kind of investments, the right kind of resources to carry out these kind of ambitious projects?
Absolutely, it is from the investment point of view, we have been getting the investments as far as product development is concerned. As far as the Rohtak R&D is concerned, we are going to spend almost 2,000 crores in the next 2 years to be able to bring it fully functional. So definitely, and a lot of investment is going to happen going forward in the product development cycles. Going forward, we have announced very clearly that 15 models in the next 5 years are going to come in. So that means a lot of product development effort is required, a lot of investment is required. And of course, very well in the auto industry, investment on technology, investment on platforms, investment on future engines is something which we need to always do, and I think that's core Suzuki technology, which obviously we'll need to always do that.
And we're in that phase right now where, yes, a lot of that investment is being made, and a lot of those results of that investment are starting to suddenly show almost back to back. So it's almost like a golden phase for you.
Yeah, that's what we today showcased. The Baleno RS is one step ahead of the Baleno. Something which is a performance. Baleno is about sportiness, performance, and we believe that there is this customer who always wants better performance. So we're bringing in the booster jet engine, 1 liter. It's a downsized engine, but of course it gives great torque. It's almost equivalent to a 1.4 or 1.6 liter petrol.
In that, in fact, there's the crucial point which I think a lot of viewers must focus on, which is with both the Ignis platform and this new booster jet engine for the Baleno RS. These are both brand new for Suzuki globally.
Absolutely.
And it's not like we're waiting for a few years. It's pretty much the same year that India will get it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a festive season is what we have said. India will see both these models. And talking of Ignis, again, it is built on the 5th generation platform, lightweight. It's a unique, iconic styling, and it will have both petrol as well as diesel options. It will also have a 2-pedal technology going forward. And so, again, personalization as meeting the aspiration in the compact segment, how to make it more aspirational. Somebody who wants to, have a small car, but make it, even more, better in terms of design, styling, unique, distinct, That's what we have attempted with the Ignis, and that's why we'll be selling it through the Nexa for the premium experience for the customer.
How much of that actually has a bearing on your future decisions in terms of not just how a car looks, but what goes into it under the skin? That either it's going to go into the, let's say, the regular channel or into the Nexa channel. How will that affect how you approach it from an engineering point of view?
Definitely, the customers are different. They are evolving. Both are evolving. It's not that the Maruti channel, existing channel, is not evolving. They are also evolving. They also demand more for less, and so that's always a challenge for the engineering and R&D team. That we need to look at both these channels, how we are going to fulfill the product requirements and the need, and how to build in that technology, bring in connectivity and all of those things which both these different set of customers require. So that's again a big challenge for us, but we need to see how we balance the portfolio overall for Maruti Suzuki.
Certainly becomes more complex than it was in the past. So the last point I want to ask you about, Raman, is that when you look at this kind of a portfolio now, which is not just wide, but is also really segmented, and it's also very enriched in a sense. We're talking about also a lot more customization. I mean, with the Vitara, you've shown us that already. How will your manufacturing end of it sort of keep up with that pace? And the whole question of capacity before Gujarat kicks in, how are you going to manage it with all these promising launches coming?
I think it was a big tussle internally in Maruti Suzuki, because personalization, we believed, was important for the Indian customer. They wanted something. They wanted a floating roof concept. They wanted dual tone. And Swift is the most customized vehicle today in India. And they want more of that, from the OEM, and something with better quality and with a lot of other accessorization. And that's what we have done, that personalization. And that's today a customer is looking at exuding his own personality via a vehicle or any product which he is owning. And so we believe that that's the direction. And obviously there is a lot of tussle in the production, but we have been able to talk to them, and they have been able to respond to that requirement of flexibility and also doing dual tone on the line. So those are challenges which are there, but what the customer requires, I think it has to get plowed back into the cycle, both at engineering as well as in the production engineering, and that's what the team has done, and we'll continue to do that.
The Gujarat plant, of course, will lessen some of that load, I know, once it's fully operational and on stream. But how much of all of this also goes back to the other announcement from Suzuki that your exports from India will also go up? So it's not as if that pressure will really let up.
Yes, that is true. I think Gujarat is on stream. We already announced that in next year, 2017, January, we'll have the. It's many months away, but I think our production teams have been, very, have come out with unique solutions, have built flexibility into their lines, improved productivity, and done.
Because again, export models would have their own specifications.
Yes,
so,
definitely, and so that's a big challenge as far as export is concerned, because the number of variants, number of countries which we'll be exporting to is these numbers are huge, and the number of products also is huge. So yes, that flexibility is something which is part of the production engineering, the technology development in the downstream also needs to be built in, and that's what we are building. And definitely I'm quite confident that our production team will come out with whatever numbers the marketing and sales wants.
I have to tell you that you've been the market leader for several years, of course, and that's been undisputed, but there are so many things that are coming from Maruti today which stand for market leaders. So it's great to see that. It's a wonderful phase, and great to see all these new cars coming our way. We can't wait to see them on the road. Thank you.
Thank you, Siddharth. Thank you so much.
Really appreciate your time.
Pleasure. Thank you.